What's up, fuckers? Terry here from Blunt Trips, coming to you from Littleton, Colorado, and I am at Littleton Cemetery today, where we are looking for the grave of Alfred Packer, also known as Colorado's Cannibal. Let's go see if we can't find him. You are looking at the grave site of Alfred Packer, aka the Colorado Cannibal. His name's often misspelled as Alfred, an error that stems from his own illiteracy. His victims were Frank Butcher Miller, Israel Swan, James Humphreys, George Noon, and Shannon Wilson Bell. Born in Pennsylvania, he enlisted on April 22nd, 1862 in the 16th Minnesota Volunteer Infantry during the Civil War, and was mustered out of Fort Ontario, New York on December 29th, 1862, suffering from epilepsy. On June 10th, 1863, he re-enlisted again in the 8th Iowa Volunteer Cavalry Regiment and was mustered out again just 10 months later in Cleveland, Tennessee, again due to his epilepsy. In 1873, he was in Provo, Utah, looking for gold in the rich Utah hills. In November 1873, he was with a party of 21 that left Provo for Colorado. February 9th, 1874, he and 5 others decided to push forward for gold, leaving the others behind in the Indian encampment. 2 months later, on April 6th, Alfred arrived alone at the Los Pinos Indian Agency near Gunnison, Colorado. A month later, he wrote his confession stating that Bell killed the other men and he killed Bell in self-defense. Since there was no food and they had brought inadequate provisions, he lived by eating the dead men. That's right, you heard me. By eating the dead men. A second confession written in March 1883 gives more details, and a third confession written on August 7th, 1897 is even more detailed. However, each confession contradicts the earlier confession and numerous details as how the men died and who killed whom. The only consistent facts are that Packard admitted killing Bell after Bell attacked him, and that he ate some of the dead men. A search party that was dispatched to the site found the bodies as described. Alfred Packer escaped from jail and went into hiding under the alias John Schwartz. In March 1883, a former fellow miner, Frenchy Carbazon, I believe is the pronunciation of that, found him hiding out in Cheyenne, Wyoming. He was arrested and returned to Colorado, where he was tried and sentenced to death. In 1885, his death sentence was reversed by the Colorado Supreme Court due to a grandfather clause, and he was retried and sentenced to 40 years in prison. In January 1901, the Colorado Governor Thomas, convinced by newspapers, granted Parker conditional parole, and he was freed from prison but not allowed to leave the state of Colorado. Upon release from prison, he moved to Deer Creek, Jefferson County, Colorado, where he lived the rest of his life as a vegetarian. Believe it or not. He ate flesh but turned to a vegetarian. He died in Phillipsburg, Colorado in 1980. The story was made into a movie, The Legends of Alfred Packer, and a folk song was written about the incident by Bill Ox. Imagine that. One day you're eating flesh, and years later, you're a vegetarian. Well, everybody knows about Jeffrey Dahmer. This was the original OG here. This was the original OG. Alright, well, I'm going to wrap this one up. I'm getting a little fucking hungry. And I'm not going to go eat any flesh, and I'm not a vegetarian. So let me go find something to eat that this guy didn't fucking put down his gullet already. And I want to thank you all for watching. If you haven't liked and subscribed, be sure to do so. My name is Terry. You were watching Blunt Trips. And I'm getting the fuck out of here. Y'all stay cool, fuckers.